to make a comment?
Yeah.
Please step up to the microphone, sign in on the sign-in sheet, so we have a record of your name.
Hi, I am Karen Reese. I'm a longtime resident of the Bailey area, and I'm here in support of the county's purchase through land and water or trust funds to maintain this property. It is being sold by the school district. Maintain this property for community use. I think it's got several advantages for the county to do that, and I think there's ways to go about it that's very manageable. I also have petitions that have been signed by Park County residents and other interested parties in support of the maintaining this property for public use. We talked about this during the work session. If the commissioners have any questions of me, I'll attempt to answer them.
Which are these the written petitions that you have?
They are written. One of them is a printed version of the online petition.
Which I think had somewhere around 1,200.
It's like, I think 1,400. And then I have some that are handwritten and signed by just circulating. I know the young couple that also talked at the work session had a petition with them. I think they just didn't know or see an opportunity to present it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Before you go, if you could give those to us, that'd be great, or a copy of those or whatever's easy. You may want to keep a copy for the organization, because I really think I take your comments very, very well for the community, and as a long timer over there and someone who lives in the neighborhood, right? So I think it's really going to be incumbent on the community to step up, and I think there's a wonderful opportunity. I'm always usually a glass half full kind of person, and I really think there's an opportunity for the community to pull together and keep this jewel. You know, we don't have many jewels in different parts of the county, but that probably for the local community would appear to be a jewel in their eyes. So I think there's a great opportunity for the community to come together and you know, we might be able to help obtain the asset, but then to maintain the asset.
But I also think that there's a need for doing
Can
this.
you go back up
properly.
to the microphone, please?
Pardon me, Madam Chairman.
No, that's quite all right.
I believe there's a need for doing this promptly, because the property is going to go up for sale. The school district has voted that it's access to their needs, and they are, for all intents and purposes, going to move forward.
I think we understood that, and we appreciate that in the timing. The only unfortunate thing, I guess, is that the school district still owns it. You know, so they've made that decision. They've been public with that. And we're now, I think we've committed to do our due diligence for the work we have to do to see what it may be good or bad or nothing at all, right? So we do that work, we don't know.
All right.
Bill Bruner has a copy of the printed version. I do not have a copy.
Okay. And he has asked to speak. So, Bill Bruner, I am going to ask you to unmute.
Hi, everybody again. Dave, in answer to your question, I'm willing to lead this community effort to save this park. If it means forming a new 501c3, I'm willing to do that also, but I'm willing to work with the county. With everyone else that I've talked to, I've had meetings, many since last Wednesday, so on the phone and in person. So this is something that the community really wants, and I'm willing to spearhead it and make sure that it gets done. Just so officially, as of right now online, there's 1,390 signatures. And I have been, as I mentioned in the work session, I have been in contact with a few people that are out of the area, and they've simply stated that they've signed the petition because they own property here or because they go to the disc golf course. So that's really all I have to say.
Okay, Bill, thank you very much for your comment. On Rob Green, I will ask you to unmute.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. My question is for clarification. I know you guys have to think about the purchase of the land. And the land, the school board has already voted to sell it. And they're beginning their process of looking for the opportunity to sell it. So how long will it take you guys to do your due diligence so that we could try and meet their time frame for sale? If the county decided that they would like to help the community come together on the Bailey side. What is the time frame for your decision making? Is it like next week? Is it next month? Just so that all of us that are planning.
Yes, Commissioner Elsner is requested to answer.
The way it goes is in our work session, we had a great discussion, and I think the consensus of the commissioners was to have our county manager start looking at that process. Having been involved in a couple of these from the county level, the county manager typically goes out, he'll be contacting the school board and figuring out, okay, what are you looking at? Then we have to have an appraisal for us. Because that's kind of required by law that the county gets an appraisal. We come up with what we think is a good price for the county to pay for it, and then we would be making that offer to the school board. All of this is while we're working with the school board, because we don't want them to think we aren't interested in it, because I think we probably are, but we just have to figure out what is the price that legally the county can pay. We can't do things that don't meet the appraisal process for obvious reasons. We just can't buy things at more than the property is worth, because that then says, well, who's benefiting from that? So we're going to be working on it. And the county manager will be contacting the school board, and we'll see where it goes from there.
And just to add a comment, then the process is to figure out the proper management structure and how it would all be managed at the county level for this new piece of property if it does become owned by the county. So any other comment, Rob?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right, any comments from in the room? Okay, we have one.
So I'm Nancy Lynch, and I am a resident of Park County. So I think one thing I would ask here is that during the work session we were talking, and of course in here, is that I think it's something that we're all agreeing that there's definitely a need, and you keep talking about different resources that we should be checking into, and I'm not quite sure what those resources are. If you can help us, help guide us to a place to be starting while you guys are doing your work, give us some resources that instead of we're not just starting from square one saying, I don't know who to talk to. I know it's super important, but I'm not sure who we need to talk to. So resources would be amazing.
Commissioner Whistle?
Get the right buttons here. I think it's a valid question, and I think it's a timely one. I've been actually thinking about this since the work session. What's the next step? So BOREA, Bailey Outdoor Recreation Education Association, I think is the name of it. The group that's already in place, that's been helping maintain it, BOREA. They're a natural partner. They're a natural organization already in place.
Where, if that's true or not. So
I don't know. I'm just saying, but if we have an organization that has been through our discussions helping, manage it, take care of it, pick up the $5 bills and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm at a loss. I just don't have enough information personally to really give a good guide, but I'm thinking we have a framework in place with this one organization. We have what they've done in the past and the people involved in that. I would suggest that's the first stop, is to get those people contacted and see where they're at in this. Are they willing to come forward? I'm encouraged by the community outreach that we've had today. This just started